Okay, as we close out this John chapter 1, wanted to have just a couple of last comments as we get into it. First of all, in John 1, verse 14, I don't have to read it. John tells us that the Word became flesh and he dwelt among us. And that word there for dwelt is the same word that they translated the word tabernacle from the Old Testament when Moses was setting up their mobile worship service in the wilderness. Why? Because God had given him the directions on how to set that up. And so what we have is very much an answer again to Genesis 11, which we have man trying to build his own tower to heaven. And continually what you'll see throughout the scripture is that God does not want us to be working our way up to heaven. Rather, he wants us to listen to him, obey him, and allow him to work his way down. You see, he came down and met Moses. In John chapter 1, it says the Word came and dwelt among us. That is the idea, the opposite of confusion, the opposite of chaos comes and dwells amongst us, that we might be able to live in such a way that we can bring that, what we would, other people would call a utopian society, but what we would as Christians understand as unleash heaven here on earth to do what we were created to do. We can do that as we embrace the Word, that is Jesus. And this is what it tells us. And I'll leave you with this idea here in John chapter 1, because John says, he came to his own, and his own people did not receive him. But to all who did receive him, who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God. And so what he's done is he has made a way for us to become, to have the spiritual DNA of who God is, the Spirit that created all of this, to be able to work in and with and through all of creation, and how God had set this world up that in the way that he wanted it to behave. Well, if we receive Jesus as the Word, as the living God that came down and dwelt among us, and we bow to him, we receive him, we believe in him, then he will come and he will work in the world through us. And that's what we're going to look at this next Saturday night in Acts chapter 2, how that comes about. All right, guys. Well, good news. Jesus came. If you receive him, you can become children of the living God. God bless you. We'll see you hopefully on Saturday.